Schnauze. Okay, we are live. Hi everyone, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are tuning in. Sorry for the delay. We are live, we are starting. I have a guest here who has no audio. Let me turn this on. And yeah, Elmar is here, eSport Boy, aka eSport Boy. He's joining me today to be my moderator, right? To look at the chat and read out questions or comments, because I always miss stuff in the live chat when I do things on these streams. So wait, I want to give Elmar a quick Instagram shout out. So
yo chat, what's up? I can shout out myself.
And if you can't hear him or me, please let us know. Where is it? Here, okay. Here, eSport Boy, here on the screen, his Instagram, follow. He doesn't post anything, but he might.
Might, maybe.
He might.
Soon,
maybe.
soon, trademark.
So, and if you haven't, I can't speak. It's live. If you have never seen him before, we did a few videos on my channel. You know, the Q2 versus Q videos. I think something a lot of people remember. All right. I will have a look at the chat, but I want to, first of all, tell you what this stream is going to be. I'm going to edit some photos, and I want to do that while chatting with you guys, because I also have to do a few announcements. It's going to be a little bit quieter on my channel. It's already a little quiet. And the reason for that is I have to take a little break. I can't produce new content at the moment because I have to do some stuff privately here. The short story is we currently have no functioning heating system in our house. We can't shower with warm water, no wash machine. It sucks. Long story. My YouTube members, they all know this story already. But basically, we have to. We are chatting with our bank for a loan so that we can afford a new heating system, and they need some documents from me. It takes some time for me to set it up, and I need to do it ASAP. So I can't do much content at the moment, but I have older projects that still need to be edited, a lot of them actually, and I will try to edit them. And I also, for the first time, I have hired someone to edit my videos. We are doing one video at the moment. We will see how it goes, and if it works out, maybe we will continue working together. So there will be more videos coming, but new content I have to take a break for 2 months, maybe 1 or 2 months. But instead, I might do these streams. So let's see how this goes. I'm also doing these editing streams fairly regularly for my YouTube members. Shout out here, MT Funknet. eSport Boy is also a member. Who else is here? Oh, no other member. Okay. But it's fine. You don't need to be a member to enjoy my content. But I do this quite often because when I edit, you know, I have time to chat. So, okay. The topic of today's editing session is going to be... so how do I explain this? So on Sunday, was it Sunday? Yeah. On Sunday, I went out to take photos, do some street photography, and then I came across a stadium here, a soccer stadium or football stadium, whatever you want to say. By the way, let me know, do you prefer to say soccer or football? There's we have a iconic football soccer team here in Hamburg. It's called St. Pauli, and they are known for not really being successful. You know, everyone loves them, but they're not really successful, and they have been in the second league for a long time, for 13 years or so. And then they were playing a game on Sunday, and that game they won. And then now they are promoted to play in the main league, or in the Bundesliga. I don't know, you guys who know soccer or football, you know this better than me. I'm not really a fan of football. Okay, everyone says football. All right, I will say football. It's closer to the German word Fußball anyways. So yeah, they were promoted to play in the first league, so the Bundesliga. It's a huge deal for them. They were all going crazy, and I was standing outside. Actually, I can quickly show you. I was standing outside, and there were all these people gathering around the stadium, and I thought they couldn't get in because it's sold out, and they're watching the game on the phone, and I had no idea that this is an important game. And then I was with a friend, Pietro. He and I, we thought, let's check it out and take some photos outside. And then we were about to leave because we thought, it's just people waiting. And then we were about to leave, and then suddenly they were all storming into the stadium. You can see some images. They started to run. And then suddenly we found ourselves inside the stadium. And then, we pretty much went onto the field, and everyone went crazy. Okay. And it was my first experience in a football stadium. I never went to a game. I don't care much about football, but it is a important team for Hamburg. And then, we stormed it, and we thought, okay, let's just take this opportunity and take photos. And I want to show you how I went into this. So I wasn't prepared how I would like to be prepared in this situation. I had my GS3. Here's a photo. This is Pietro took this photo of me. Also want to give a shout out to him as well. Wait, zack. So here's his Instagram. Boom. Check him out. Follow him. And he also has an account focusing on Lüneburg, which is a small city near the place where I live. And we spent the day together taking photos. So take a screenshot, follow him. Okay. So, but he took this photo here of me during this day. And you can see here I had my GS3. I had my Nikon ZF. Let me make this bigger. And, it's fine. The GS3 is a good camera for this kind of situation. 28. I was at my ZF, but I decided this day I wanted to take it easy, use a manual-focusing lens. So I brought a Voigtländer 40mm 2.8 Helia lens, like a M mount. And it's a great lens. It's sharp. It has nice character, but it is a little hard to focus. You can do zone focusing, of course. But I wished I had my autofocus lenses with me. Because, the stadium was so full. So I had to shoot with a closed aperture. But sometimes in this scenario, I would have liked to isolate maybe subjects more. So I shot mostly photos on my GS3. And we are now going to look at them and talk about them. And So, and if you have any questions, you want to talk about something, write it in the live chat, and then Elmar will read it out to me because I might miss comments. Let's take maybe a second to check the comments real quick. See if I missed anything. Yo, moin moin. A lot of people from Hamburg here. That's good. So you guys probably also went to the game, I hope. It's so crazy that I stumbled upon this because I'm always looking for historic moments to capture in my city. And this was kind of it. And I was lucky. Okay. Christopher here says he sold his Leica SL and got himself a Nikon ZF. It's not my fault. I didn't force you to do this. No, but I hope you're happy. Okay, did I miss any questions? Elmar, you're so quiet. Yo, there's no audio from you, Elmar. Sorry, I can't hear you. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Now it's working, yeah.
No, okay. Sorry, chat. No.
Okay.
Some ears are busted.
So,
Frame Your World has one question. He would like to
The German
know
question.
the German question.
My
Archive workflow.
question about my archive workflow. This is a good topic. I can quickly explain it. It's pretty simple. I think you also maybe send this question on Instagram? I saw some similar question. So basically, I all the photos I take, I save them onto my archive, which consists out of 4 hard drives, and my folder structure is pretty simple. I have the year 2024, and inside that I have a folder for my city, Hamburg, and inside that I make folders for each month. So right now the current folder is May, and in my May folder I have a edited RAW folder and an edited JPEG folder. And every random photo I take in the city, I put it in this folder, unless it was a specific event or a specific shoot. Then I create a folder for this shoot. For example, for this day, I have a folder called St. Pauli promotion to the Bundesliga or something like that. And then inside that, again, I have a RAW edited and a JPEG edited folder. Right now, I only have a RAW folder because I haven't edited the photos yet. But once I'm done with editing, by the way, I'm using Camera Raw. I'm not using Lightroom. I just select all my photos, all my RAW files. If I not select them prior to editing, then with Photo Mechanic, that's what I use to select photos before I edit them. But in this case, I want to go through all the photos in one session, edit them, and then save them all as a edited RAW. And then I will go to Photo Mechanic and select and tag and rate my photos. And I like this workflow much better than Lightroom, because on Lightroom with all the catalogs and it's too much, it's too cluttered for me. I like this simple workflow. Just select my photos, put them into Photoshop, and then, edit them and then be done with it. And I also save a lower quality file version of all the JPEGs into my cloud. I have the same folder structure on my cloud. I use pCloud, so that I have a decent quality archive online in the cloud and a high quality without any compromise archive on my hard drives. So, and then also my 4 drives are also being backed up manually by this software called what is it? Here, you can see it on the screen, probably. What is it? Everyone knows this. Who probably. Here, this Carbon Copy Cloner. I use this to manually create a copy of my RAID, of my main drive. So I have 3 backups. I learned my lesson from last year. Okay. Elmar, are you still here? Is the audio working?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Then shut up.
Yeah.
No. Please feel free to have a conversation with me if you want to talk about something. That's no problem. So I hope this answered your question. And let's just start from the beginning. Because I have more keepers, I think, with the GR3. I will start with the GR3 photos, and then the ZF files. So let me find where it starts. Here. That's the first photo with the GR3. And I already applied some profiles here. So they're not 100% unedited, but some of them are. This is like unedited. And what I usually do is
That's good, because Rick asked if you use any presets in Lightroom.
Okay. I don't use presets, but I use profiles. And I know presets are not... Profiles are different from presets, because profiles are color profiles, for your cameras, and then presets are presets are how do you say, is a process you save based on the based on the sliders you can adjust. So a preset is something I save when I'm editing photos, but I don't use presets that someone made, for example. Even my own presets, I wouldn't use them because I wouldn't use them as they are. I would always change them and then save it again as my own custom preset. For example, if I would reset this to default, this is how it looks. Let me just do all my basic steps. That's probably answers your question then. So first thing I do is profile corrections. So lens profile corrections turned on. And usually I don't care too much about distortion correction. Actually, I like a little bit of distortion, like pincushion distortion makes it look a little bit more natural. And then in case of the GR3, I like to correct the vignetting, especially wide open. It does, darken the corners a little bit. So this is the first step. Then I usually turn sharpness a little bit down, not much, 25 or something like that. It's not so important. Then I do basic corrections like exposure, highlight. This doesn't need to apply to this singular image. This is something I do for every image. Just a little bit of highlight correction, shadow, whites. What I also do is I like to raise the midtones a bit because it makes the images look less digital. It makes skin tones, skin tones are usually in the mid tones. It makes them look a little bit more pleasing. That's why I put the midtones a little bit up. Then I create a slight upwards curve here just to reduce the contrast overall. Because most digital cameras have lots of contrast and the shadows are usually a little bit too dark. And so this is, and then white balance, of course. But white balance is not so important right now because every photo I need to treat individually. Then I go into my profiles and apply a profile. My standard is, I could of course use the camera specific profile here. I usually use positive film from Rico if I shoot with the GR. But I like to use the Cobalt versions. This video is not sponsored, but Cobalt Image has camera profiles that are almost identical to the existing profiles you get, but you can use them on other cameras if you want to. So I have a positive film profile here, and that I use slightly reduced. I put it on, maybe in this case I maybe leave it at 90 amount. Yeah. So now I have my pretty Ricoh GR3 positive film colors, and then once I'm done, I select all the images and then sync the settings. Everything except white balance because I have to change it later anyways, and then press OK. And now I have a base. I have all my base editing done, applied onto all the files. And they already look kind of nice, and I don't need to do much. Just some minor tweaks. That's usually how I start. So let me go back to the beginning. Where was it here? So, and I will be quick with some images because they don't need to be perfect. And I don't edit them to be final. That's why I save them as raw edited in my raw edited folder. So I can always go back and change stuff. But I will also save JPEGs out of it just to have it. But because I'm not doing anything with these images, I just want them to be, how do you say? You could say this is kind of like developing and scanning your film. You do it once, so you have it in your archive. But if you do, when you do an exhibition or book, you will touch your negatives again, and probably do another proper print. And the final stage would be to print your images, but with the amount of photos I take, I can't print every photo. I don't have that kind of cash. So this one is already done. And I don't do any ratings, no I usually do green or yellow. Green is for done and yellow is for selecting. But I don't do this here. Not yet. Okay, let me move on. So, and sometimes I change the dehaze and clarity slider, but not too much. I don't like it when you can tell that someone used the dehaze or clarity slider. So this is not particularly interesting, so I move on. This can also stay like this. Of course, there will be images that I like more than others, and I will take more time with those images. And I might give them a color label, tag them, because I don't want to miss them, maybe. I also have to say, it was so chaotic, and when something like this happens, which will not repeat again, I tend to overshoot, but there is no overshooting in this situation. You either overshoot or you don't get the shot, right? So I rather take more photos than I need and select them select the keepers later than missing a photo and, because I want to save storage or something like that. But I also have to say, I looked through my images real quick once I came back home, and there are a few that I like, but a lot of very good moments I missed. It was not quite where I wanted it to be, and so we will see. Okay, are there any questions or comments yet, Elmar? Your audio's off again. Why?
Why? It turns itself off. Now I'm on. Right?
Okay, yeah, you're on now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wait. I have you here doubled. So, okay, no, sorry. It was probably echoing. I see a question about my monitor. I use one from BenQ. Can't tell you the model name, but it's one made for photographers. It's probably 30 or 32 inch or 34, I don't know. And then I have a Dell monitor. I don't know the model name. Secondary monitor here, which is also nice, but not my reference monitor. Yeah. Are there any comments or questions?
Yeah, questions are the JVR Games, and also Sig May would like to know how many batteries did you use during the shoot?
What was the first one?
JVR Games. I hope I got it right.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a question. How many batteries? Yeah. So usually when I'm out taking street photos, I can. My GR would last me. One battery would almost last the full day, and usually I have to switch batteries at the end. But rarely more than two, because I often turn the camera off and I'm more selective when I'm not in a situation like this. In this case, the battery drained pretty fast because I had my camera on all the time. I didn't want to miss any moments. So I went through two batteries. So I had to change batteries two times. So maybe three batteries then. 2.5 maybe. And I shot 2 hours here. Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours of intense shooting with almost no breaks. And I still had 2 more batteries with me, so it was enough. Okay. This is definitely one of the establishing shots that I wouldn't select in a series of images. Do I have a better one?
Yeah, there's another question here in the chat. Herr W. aus B would like to know, how do you frame this good, even in this chaotic moments? Do you got any tips for him?
I don't know if I did a good job here to frame my photos well, because that's also, it's really challenging if so many things happen around you and you see something interesting behind you on the side, and you have to use whatever you have in your tool bag of tricks, of compositions you usually do for certain situations. I don't know what kind of tips I can give. Maybe if you shoot a lot, then you already know what composition or angle works best for a scene. So I would say it comes with experience. If you shoot a lot, you will just react and use angles or compositions that work. And then if you have the time, you have to understand what is the scene about and what kind of information you need to include. For example, I think I can skip a few here to show you something. For example, once I entered the stadium, it was like this, you know, crazy busy, and I wasn't even on the field yet. But once I was on the field, I remembered that I remembered this year that they have this big screen here, and it would also show a ranking list. And I knew that I have to get a photo of something happening in the foreground, and if I can add this ranking list in the background, trying to find this one, if I remember correctly, it was, I took it with a GS3. Let me find it real quick. I think here, yeah. Oh no, this is not the one. Oh, this is an example to show you what I'm talking about, but I missed it here because who cares about this Levi's ad? Ideally, I would have gone a little lower to include this here. So at least I got a photo of this ranking, because this is why everyone is celebrating. You know, first place, the points. That's just additional information. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, I have to find a way to include this in the frame. And here I effed up, because this is a nice moment, but I wanted this in the frame and it was too late. But you have to think about this and consider your framing this way. I don't know. It depends. It's also a case by case situation thing. For example, obviously this guy here celebrating this, here's the subject, and this in the background is nice, of course. But if I could have included also this couple here hugging and have them in the frame, it would have made for a more complex, probably more interesting shot. But there was no time for it, so it's hard. There's no easy solution for that. And shoot a lot. Just shoot a lot. Like shoot. Back off if you're too close, or go closer if you're not close enough. Because you can always delete the ones that are not working. So where was I?
Yeah, something from me. It would like to add is like turn on your grid in your camera and place your subjects on the
golden ratio.
This grid. No, not golden ratio. The normal grid, nine fields.
Yeah.
3x3, and place your subjects right in this grid or on the lines on the grid. It helps to get more structure in the image when you are in these chaotic situations.
I don't know.
Like for beginning.
Yeah, it's good to have it on when you experiment with composition, and it gives you a little bit of a safety net, or how do you say? You can always rely on the grid for composition, for composing, but for me it's too distracting. I like to compose just by how it feels, and the grid helps if you shoot geometry and want to have straight lines, then it definitely helps.
Yeah, but I bet you have the grid already in your
I think,
or in your eye. So when I look at your images, I see that you almost perfectly use the grid. Like,
I don't know. Yeah. I can see that, but and I don't mind if the framing is not perfect, because I talked about this with Pietro when we on this day. When you correct the photos, for example, if I would correct this photo and use this automatic what's this here, apply balance perspective correction, this doesn't even look corrected, but you know what I mean? If I would make every line straight, you know, like this line here. Wait. We don't have to do this here, but I wanna, if I make this line straight and then, you know, like this doesn't look, it doesn't add anything to the story. It doesn't need to be straight. And I think especially for street photography or this kind of documentary approach, an imperfect frame looks more natural, looks more spontaneous. And even if the horizon is not straight, in this case, it doesn't matter too much. Wow, so many photos. Oh, okay. Yeah, these one are they're not so interesting. Pretty dark. The problem also was that the sun was shining from almost straight down from at us. So when I stood in the sun, everyone had harsh shadows in their faces, and I really hate that. So I would have preferred to shoot all the photos with flash, because then you always have good exposure on the faces and you can freeze action better. That's why I mostly took photos in the shadow. Yeah, but that was a little bit unfortunate. So and the GR3 or the GRs, they're not so responsive. You know, you can take one photo and the next one you can take after, I don't know, half a second maybe delay. So you can't really fire shots quickly. That's why I would have preferred to use my Nikon's system, because I can be faster. But, you know, I was using the touchscreen a lot to take photos. Touch to snap focus. Or just regular autofocus. Oh, this one could maybe work. Nah. Do I have background music on? Yeah. Any more questions? Your mic is off. Your mic is off. Or too quiet. I don't hear you.
So that's it. I'm on my MacBook.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe you have a sleep mode on your Zoom H6.
No, it's not the Zoom. It's the DBX. It turns itself off.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's strange.
I also can fix it now.
Oh,
so
chaos.
we need to live with the other mic
Yeah.
for now. But I think it's also good. Okay.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Okay, good. Umerta wants to know if you change settings inside these chaotic situations, or do you just shoot?
Yeah, I always shoot with the same settings, shutter priority and sometimes aperture priority, and the rest is auto. Of course I could have set the camera up manually, but everything changes so quickly. I rather have something in auto, and usually it's ISO. For example, in the sun I would use shutter priority because I know it's bright enough so the aperture will always be closed. And then well, you can also use aperture priority, but I don't know, I like to control my shutter speed because that's more important to me than aperture, especially on a crop sensor camera. You know, shooting 2.8 or f4 doesn't really look that much different. You can't really isolate subjects and blow out the background. But I would make sure to always check if the aperture is closed enough Or if I want to use 2.8, for example, I would use aperture priority. Yeah. And if that's also, if something is too slow or not, let's say I use aperture priority and my shutter speed goes under 1/60th of a second, that's obviously too slow, then I would switch back to shutter priority and raise my shutter speed, because I know then the aperture would still be 2.8. Or no, it would close down. Or I don't know. It works for me to use aperture or shutter priority. And snap focus is mostly set to the same distance. In this case, I had it on 1.5 for this kind of distance. And then I would use autofocus for distant subjects. Usually on the street, I do it the other way around. I have it set to 5 meters. On my GS3X, 5 meters. Or GS3, it's around 3 meters. And then I use autofocus for close subjects. Yeah.
So yeah, next question would be from Flixbert, sorry. What's the reason behind documenting events like this?
It's fun.
It's fun, okay. And what will you do with the final photographs?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I think every street photographer should document their own city or town or village, wherever you live. Should always be your subject, because you have the most time in your city, so why not take photos of it? You might already do that anyways. This is just a little bit different from regular mundane city life, you know, and this is something they will talk about this day for years to come. You know, they will look back at this and say, you know, remember when we were promoted to the first league, and oh yeah, that was amazing. And you know, people were crying. They take this so seriously, and unfortunately, I didn't get a good crying photo, but yeah, I'm working on an archive. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but every photographer you know of at least has one book out or has a retrospective exhibition, and it's usually of one place. That's kind of the low-hanging fruit of street photography projects. Just do a project about your city, and I think the more variety you have, the better probably. That's the reasoning, and it's fun. It is also good practice. If you can work well in this kind of environment, you will probably be good on the street as well. And then also it depends how relevant is an event for the city, or do you have a personal connection to the event or project or event. I don't really have a connection to football, but I just know that this has to be in an archive of Hamburg photographs. And as I said, I stumbled upon this by accident. And I think I was on the stairs, and then someone actually recognized me and said, you know, oh, here, YouTube, and, you know, street photography YouTuber. And he said, you know, it's good to have you here. And I was like, what's going on? And he said, yeah, we were, you know, we just won, and now we're in the Bundesliga, and everyone goes to the field and is going to party now. And I was like, all right, let's go. Yeah. Later, they totally destroyed this goal thing. I think which one do I like more? Probably this one. They were also taking pieces of the grass as a souvenir, and I have some photos of that. I don't know how often that happens, because yeah, as I said, I'm not really. I was never inside a. No, that's not true. But I was never at a football game, so I have no idea what they're doing usually. Oops, where am I? Here. Just when I was talking about people getting a piece of the grass. Here we have a little father giving his sons probably a piece of the grass. So which one is the keeper? I don't know, I have so many others. And they would also put it into their cups. And you see, I'm not editing all the photos. I don't need to correct every individual photo. It would take too much time. Because this part is not so important. I just do this because I want to see the photos edited. And I haven't looked at the photos yet. But usually I start with selecting photos and then go and edit them. Because that's more important, you know, finding the right images. And I'm also not quite sure if I should edit these in black and white or color. I think color works better, but my Hamburg photos are usually in black and white, like you saw in the beginning. I see Hamburg more as a black and white city. But here, because we have so much red and brown and it contrasts against the grass, the green so well, I might have to leave this in color. Yeah. Any news in the live chat? Because I can't really see it.
Yeah. Why are you such a fan of highlight weighted metering mode?
Am I?
He says he saw it a lot in your Instagram stories and in your videos.
I think when I talk about it, it's usually when I speak about monochrome sensors. That's really helpful to have highlight weighted metering. But I actually don't use highlight weighted metering that much. It depends. If I'm going for low-key, darker mood and I want information in the highlights, I would use it and then adjust the exposure compensation. But I usually have my exposure metering on matrix or average, and then just use the back toggle here for exposure compensation. But it can be useful. But I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of it and I need it all the time. But I'd rather have it. Oh, I have to show you something really cool for your Nikon users. You might know this already, but other camera brand users will be jealous now. So here's my ZF, my beautiful little ZF. It has a little function button here on the front, this little thing. And sometimes you would hit this by accident, which sucks. But I have it set to activate highlight weighted metering by holding it down. So let's say I have matrix metering on. I have a scene that looks good. And then suddenly it's too bright or something happens. A light hits me and it's too bright. And I don't have time to adjust my settings. I just press this button down and then it protects all the highlights and corrects for the highlights, and then take my photos and then release it again when it's too dark. That's so useful. I haven't seen this feature in any other camera before. I wish there would be something like this in for any camera, because once you have the convenience of, you know, not having to switch the exposure compensation dial, by just pressing this real quick, it saved me so many times. That's super useful. So I love highlight weighted metering for that. I should do a video about my ZF settings maybe, but okay, this is kind of nice.
So when you love this setting so much, do you prefer to under or overexpose? Simone wants to know.
It depends on the scene. It depends on the scene. I have no preference. I like proper exposure. It has to fit the scene. For example, here, of course, if I do this, I could do this, and then the focus will go more to the parts in the frame that are hit by the sun. But maybe I would want to have more information, then I would keep the highlights down. It really depends what I want to focus the viewer's eye onto, you know. There's never a right or wrong way to edit a photo. It is totally personal preference. I hope we will get some cool close-ups now. I kind of like this one, but it's just chaos.
Yeah. Emptiness, cool name.
Emptiness.
When I speak it out loud, always thought his GR had a problem with the horizon because his images are rarely straight, but he also sees it now in your images, that your images are
I mean, come
really
on.
straight. Do you use the water wagons, is his question.
No, I never use it. And, you know, this example here, I held my camera out. I couldn't even see the screen. So, you know, there's no way I can level the horizon, the camera. I heard that other people struggle with this, but I don't mind it because with a small camera, I like the snapshot aesthetic. And if a photo looks kind of crooked or not straight, then it looks more dynamic. If you don't do it on purpose, then I think it works well here. You know, I don't know if you know, everyone knows that Gary Winogrand did this sometimes on purpose. You know, tilting the horizon so the photo becomes more spontaneous maybe, or feels different and more out of the moment. So it's not a problem. It's a plus. It's a benefit for me. And you can always crop it and correct it later. With my bigger cameras, I use the viewfinder more, and then I might be more careful about horizons.
Yeah, I use it inside my camera, but I don't look at it. Sometimes if in special scenes when I really want to be everything straight, I use it then. But I have it always on.
Okay, yeah. So here's a situation where I would actually use a little bit of a mask, a digital dodge and burn, which I rarely do, but sometimes it does really benefit some images. But I mean, if you overdo it, you know, it becomes so obvious. But in this case, because I would have, I should have used the flash on this day, but you know, sometimes I just do this a little bit and then tiny bit of clarity, and this is too much. So, you know, I don't know if I like this, but it's better than before. Okay. Oh, this is kind of a strange look. Is he sad or happy? I don't know. Oh yeah, here's the situation. I remember this. I don't know which one to choose. I like this boy's expression. He can't believe it. But I don't know which one. I'm not really in front of him. The eyes go to this corner. These two are also kind of interesting. I probably lean towards this one, but it's all not optimal. For example, here I would leave it like this. I wouldn't correct the horizon. I don't know. You can tell me if does this feel better, or is this okay? I think this is okay. This is blurry. This is a goner. This is Oh. Here's a situation where my aperture was too not closed enough. I was probably shooting shutter priority and it was too dark, and then the GR chose to shoot at 2.8. And I focused on this guy because they both had this piece of grass in the hand. And then I waited for this girl to go between them, but she went past it, and then, you know, she's slightly out of focus, unfortunately. I don't know. It's not a huge deal, but in this case, stopping down would have would have helped.
She's, by the way, should I leak it? No, I don't leak anything.
What?
No.
What are you saying?
I tell you later.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I asked this guy to hold out his cup, but it looks so fake and weird. And I couldn't get him in the frame. No. Yeah, maybe. And I saw so many up close. There were so many people with like tears in their eyes, and I would be like, "Oh shit!" And then it's like they're behind me or someone is in front of me, and oh man, with my if I would have 2 Nikons with me and my 28 1.4, probably would have gotten a few more keepers. But yeah, at least I had 2 cameras with me. But manual focusing in this situation is, yeah. And then 40 is also a little bit too tight. Oh man, it's so hard. Okay, yeah, we already saw these ones. Yeah, they're all shit. This was kind of a nice moment, but they saw me and then they would, you know, it looks kind of weird, these expressions. Scheiße. Maybe a detail shot. Okay. This was kind of interesting because this guy is a someone who works for the second league probably as official photographer, and he was here doing something with this cable, probably Ethernet cable, uploading photos to some agency using a Nikon D5. Okay, no mirrorless. No, but he was here missing all these moments, and he was there probably for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay. Here, this girl on the phone turned away when I took this photo, because she was looking in my direction, but then she turned her head. They were lighting this on fire, but it was a little bit too far away for that. Look how happy these people are. I don't think I ever have been that happy in my life. Just check the comments. Yeah, that sounds very sad. I mean, I don't know what to say. I also never really probably freaked out like that for something. But it probably was something that was slowly, the tension probably slowly built up to this moment. Because they were always compared. We have two teams in Hamburg. HSV, the HSV team, which I think is considered how do you say, a normal, boring kind of just a decent football team, right? Sorry to offend any HSV fans, but St. Pauli was always below them. Yeah. I think I like this one a little bit. Yeah, here for example, without flash this doesn't really work. Even though I caught them in the air, but it's just too dark. I'm jealous of people who always shoot flash because they always have good light. But I prefer natural light, but this light was really shit. I hate this kind of light. The midday sun is it's really hard for me. How much time do you have? Oh yeah, we also want to end the stream in like 20 minutes maybe. Not do this too long. So if you want to talk about something, let's go.
Yeah, no questions. Ask your questions.
Or let me know, because this is the first time I do this publicly here, editing my photos on this live on stream. My members know this already, but is this interesting? Should I do this more often? Is this too distracting? Do you want me to just do a Q&A or talk about some topics? I don't know. Let me know. By the way, I'm thinking of doing the Streetlife show again. I don't know if you guys remember this. But I need
Streetlife?
Yeah, my Streetlife show. I want to talk about stuff that happens in the photography space. I have opinions.
You not the live stream with guests. You talk about the news show.
Yeah.
The new show, right?
Yeah,
the new show. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, okay. I just need to find someone to edit it for me, because it's maybe I can't do it with this green screen anymore. It's too much work. But if I can find someone who edits them for me, then I might still do them with the green screen. It takes more work than you think, because a casual vlog of just a day out shooting photos is easier to edit for me than a news format. Oh man, so many photos. This is a kind of interesting frame, but there's not too much interesting going on.
So Harish would like to know what's the software. Maybe
Photoshop.
A quick answer.
Yeah, Photoshop, Camera Raw. It's basically like Lightroom, but inside Photoshop. This guy was cool, but I don't know if he wanted to be photographed. And I wanted to avoid getting these photos, you know, when people are like, yeah, and, you know. They have event photographers for that. Here I missed a little moment. I think it's his wife probably. And she was pouring something into his drink. I think you can see it here. She was just finished. And I missed that. That would have made this a little bit more interesting. But, yeah. Oops. I think you can even read the note here. Guck mal. Aldi, Paprika. Her shopping list. Grocery shopping list. Yeah, see here, the light is just too harsh. What can I do? On film, this will look a little bit better, but harsh light in digital, I'm not a fan of it. And I also try to get one good crowd shot. This is not it, but it's really difficult to get a photo where everyone looks into the direction of the camera, but not into the camera. I have one that is kind of okay, but it will come up later. Herr W aus B says the hashtag Streetlife show is still active. People are still posting stuff with the hashtag. Yes, I'm so sorry. I need something like this, you know, something for the community. Oh man, so many. I think, yeah, this is good. No.
Yeah, I would also love to see the show back.
Yeah, it was really successful for what it was. Every episode had over 100,000 views. That's so it's crazy.
Do this 2 times in a month, and you will double your channel views.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's enough news to talk about, you know, every 2 times a month. So here they would wait for the players to show themselves, and but I couldn't really see it. I think this is the one. This is the kind of photo I wanted to take. I think I only have this one that is close to what I was imagining. If this guy wouldn't be here, this guy. Otherwise it's kind of nice, I guess. Yeah, well. Can you see the players here? I don't know how the players look like, so can't tell.
Oh, you need to be careful with stuff like this, because the football fans are very, very strict about who is in the stadium and not. Because if you don't know the players, you are technically not allowed in the stadium.
Okay. I thought you were about to say something like, careful who takes photos of them or not.
No.
Yeah.
Especially in this traditional football clubs like St. Pauli and some, the fans are very strict about so-called influencers.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people would look at me like, hey, this guy has nothing on him to represent the team. Because I just look like a regular guy. Also, once you are in the crowd, like for example, everyone is waiting, then you can't really move much. Yeah. This was really cool here because backlight creates this nice edge light here. But then there also has to be some interesting subject. I hope I can find some photos that work in a sequence, because so far I'm not really sure which one are like good. They're mostly just almost there, but I don't know. But still good to have it for the for the archive. Here she was using a scissor to cut the grass. And here I really wanted to have these two here, and then also this little kid putting some grass into the cup of her father. But I probably didn't get it.
Yeah, since grass is legal in Germany since April, seems like people
illegal?
going crazy.
Grass? You mean like wheat? Yeah. That kind of grass, yeah. He just took this steel pole. His souvenir now. Okay, someone said he saw the players in the photo. Cool. This is all 28. Only 28. I had my Nikon ZF with me, and we will see it soon, where I shot 40mm. But it was a little harder to get photos with 40mm. This was a good scene. I don't think I got what I wanted, but everyone was throwing these this confetti or these pieces in the air, and you know, people are leaving the stadium here. And I think I got better photos on my Nikon. And then you still have this sign in the background, which is important because it tells the story of this day. Yeah, I think we are almost at the end. Photo bombing, group photo. Yeah, these are all the GR3 photos. Now we can go back and look at the ZF photos. So now I have to do this process, my basic editing again, which is this. If you missed the beginning, I do a little bit of midtones, this kind of curve, sharpness down, and then positive film. Boom, done. Oh, lens corrections here. I have to select it manually because this lens doesn't communicate with the camera. That was the 42.8. And yeah, going to leave it like this. Apply it to all the ZF photos. Should be here. Yes. Okay. So back to the beginning. Yeah, so this would be one that needs to be in this series. Make it a little bit warmer. So then we were storming the stadium again. So now you can relive this moment from a different camera perspective. And yeah, with the ZF I can be very fast. Can show you. Oh, some video mode. So I take photos. Well, it's not super fast, but faster than the GR. Oh, no battery. Okay. Yeah, which one? Maybe this one. It's kind of a good moment. Let's make it more dramatic. Okay, this is boring, boring, boring. Yeah, this is good to have. And this lens is, it has character and is not well corrected, which I like. But you will see, you know, some very heavy chromatic aberrations here on his arm, for example, but you can usually correct it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, Anton Hay wants to know what's your keeper shots ratio.
Yeah, this was not an ordinary day for me, so it's hard to say here. I have a feeling I will, and then for me a keeper is a photo that is important to have in the archive, and then of course there are photos that you will showcase in a best of or include in a book maybe or exhibition. Those shots are very rare, and to be honest, I don't know if I have one here. I can say in this case, but I don't know what's a good ratio or when I shoot 300 images a day, then maybe I have 2 or 3 keepers that are good or decent, and then I have 8 or 10 additional keepers that I include in the archive, maybe, or maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, also depends on the day.
Yeah, it totally depends on the day. Yeah. On some days, you know, I have 3 photos that I would include in my portfolio, and that's a very good day. But usually I don't even get 1 photo in a day that is worthy on putting into the portfolio. Oh, by the way, I should show this for my English viewing people here, because I have a German channel where I talk about this a lot. Or recently I started talking about this a lot. On my German channel, I'm reviewing other people's photography websites, and including my own. And let me quickly do this. So yeah, not too long. I just want to show you something real quick. Hey, where's me? Here. Let's do this maybe. Elmar, get out of here. You're not important. Go into this corner. No, just want to quickly show you that this is also news for you maybe if you don't check out my website regularly. I update it quite a lot, and I have all my street photography here, my archive online. Here's Germany, and I have it organized into cities. Here's all my Hamburg photos. These are images I consider keepers. They're not necessarily like absolute bangers. Here's some Berlin photos, Cologne, Düsseldorf, Munich. And here, for example, yeah, I don't know. You can check it out, look at yourself. All my Japan photos here. So, you know, I've been taking photos from Hamburg since 2005 or so. I don't know. I didn't even know what street photography is. But these are all the ones that could end up in a book. And you see, it's not that much. And these are not even the best of the best. They're amongst the best of the best are amongst these ones. But it's more about seeing where I'm standing, and then what I can add to it, and then also being able to show photos online, on the go, on my phone, to people. If people want to see photos from Vienna that I took, I can show it here, or Italy. So just want to quickly show you this, how I treat my street photography photos. And I prefer this over Instagram because I don't really post on Instagram anymore. Unless I post a carousel, like multiple photos. That's okay, but not single images. Okay, let's continue. Any questions, any comments? Did you get rid of your D850? I just bought one, says Jordan. What's up, Jordan? First of all, congrats. The D850 is an amazing camera. It's a beast. I still use it. Not really for street anymore because I also got myself a Z7. Most of you probably don't know this. I bought a secondhand Nikon Z7 as a backup camera to my D850. And now I like it so much that I use it more than my D850, but for event work, or in this scenario, I would choose the D850 over the Z7, but because the D850 is more reliable when you use 3D tracking. I feel like it's faster and it's more robust. It can take a beating, but the Z7 is such an underrated camera, especially for the price. It's cheaper than an X106. And with the right lens, like, just buy yourself this one here, 28 2.8 or the 40 f2, and you can take photos of everything. So I don't know, can you see a difference? Do these photos look more full frame like? Probably not that much, but so yeah, this is obviously 40 manual focusing. It does say 2.8 here in the corner, but that's not the true aperture, because it's a Leica M mount lens. There's no communication with the camera. This one is good. Which one? Oh, this is good. His face expression is good here. Yeah, this one is definitely good. Yeah, but doesn't need much editing. Much tighter frame here. And because it's so busy, if I would have shot more wide open, shallow depth of field, because yes, the background adds context, but it makes it also harder to focus. And by using a wide aperture and blurring out the background a bit, especially let's say 28 1.4, it would add this 3D effect, and it would even feel more like being there. So yeah, not the ideal lens here to use, this 40 2.8 manual focusing lens. For example, here I was trying to shoot wide open, and you can see also this nice swirly background is kind of nice, but it's so hard to focus. I don't know where, can't be quick enough unless I use focus peaking maybe. I didn't take a lot of photos with my ZF, so this should be pretty quick. Huh. Yeah, very hot. Yeah, boring. Yeah.
Are there not like 700 pictures? Or do I not get it right? You said you did not take very much pictures.
700? Where do you see it?
800, maybe 800.
Oh yeah, here on the top. Yeah, I mean, wait, I don't know. I don't know how many, but it's mixed in with the GS3 files.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 700 would be a lot for one camera. This is kind of good. Well.
So Milan has one question. He wants to know if there are any exhibitions or community events in Hamburg in the near future. He wants to get into street photography and
yes, of course. There's one that probably makes sense to visit. So we have the street photography community in Germany is doing one big meetup once a year. It's called Meet and Street, and this year it's going to be in Hamburg. So if you have never heard about it, then this is a good opportunity to join it. What's the date? July 8th, I think. Yeah, it's probably July 8th. If not, yeah, okay. You can go to there's a Hamburg Street Photography Collective. If you type in Street Photography Collective Hamburg on Instagram, for example, you will find their page.
No, it's not on the 8th, it's on the 13th.
Oh, okay, 13th.
And 12th and 13th.
All right, so July 13th. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I visited the last year's meetup in Nuremberg, and there were like 300 people or more. So yeah, if you want to connect and network and hang out, then that's a good opportunity. And I will also be there, of course. There's no real program. Like everyone gets together and at the evening, eating and drinking together and doing a photo walk. There's going to be an exhibition, open exhibition. You can win some books, including my Kyushu road trip book that I did with Alex. You can win one copy. So yeah, July 13.
And I'm also there.
Yeah, Elmar's also there. Karin is also coming, I'm sure. Karin Mallorca.
Yeah, Karin.
Yeah.
Karin is also there.
I think I like this one. Yeah. ZF or Z7 Mark II? Is that a question? Which one I recommend or which one I have? I don't know. I have the ZF and the Z7 Mark I. I didn't get the Z7 Mark II because it's much more expensive and it's the same camera. Basically the same camera. I think they improved the autofocus a little bit. The thing with the Z7 and Z6 first generation is that when they were released, autofocus was not really good. But then Nikon did update the firmware 3 years later and it improved significantly. And it's not quite on the Z7 ZF level. And I would also say it's not quite on the D850 level, but it is good enough for what I do and for portraits. And single AF is, faster than my 5D Mark II used to be, and I had no issues taking photos with that camera. So yeah, and you only have one card slot, which is for me is absolutely no issue. But the Z7 II has 2 card slots. This one maybe, this one. Oh, here's a good. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. So, with this manual-focus lens here, 40 2.8 for Voigtländer, of course I can set the zone, the distance, right, using this distance scale. But because it's an adapted lens, it's not 100% accurate, or it is accurate enough, but I don't know. I have to check. And here I walked a few steps back and focused back and forth. And if you see this one here, it's not quite 100% in focus, right? Yeah, she is also not really in focus. But if you look at 2 frames later, it is in focus. Or more in focus. But the moment is not as good as this one. Oh no, actually it's not bad because this guy is here in the background. This is I didn't see this one. So that's the downside of manual focusing when you have this this crazy environment and you have to act quick. I didn't want to trust my distance scale, so I focused back and forth and hoped for the best. See him focus on that? Yeah. Yeah, but in good weather conditions, usually you can just set your camera to one distance and it should be fine. But just to be safe, And yeah, I wish that I had my Z7 with me. I almost thought about doing that because the day before this day, I took my Z7 out to take photos and my ZF. but I didn't want to bring two big cameras. But you know, a shot like this, of course, if you have more resolution, it would be nice. Get more details. Now all I have is 24 megapixels, but it's fine. You can still see, you know, details. You can probably see some players again. Is it in focus? Yeah, not too happy with my ZF shots. It was too annoying to use manual focusing. Although the full frame look is kind of nice. See, if I would shoot wide open more, then I would be able to create more of this 3D look. Or here, for example, I couldn't focus fast enough. This is kind of okay. Here I'm out of focus. No time to punch in and check. Yeah, maybe this one. I don't know. Okay, this one's not so interesting, but yeah, you can really see the character of the Sense. I really like it. I like how, let me add some, correct some de-hasting here. You know, this is kind of nice. It's just not an amazing moment, but it has cool character. I like it. It's not soccer. Yeah, I know. I will change the title to football. Are you happy now? I didn't know what to choose, you know? I think the US Americans say soccer, right? And we say football. There's some comment about some GRXL. Can you read it to me? It's too long.
Pneumeric said, like, considering the features everyone wants in the next GR, they would have to call it GRXL to get the size for the features.
Yeah. Yeah, like flip screen, weather sealing, full frame, f2, EVF.
And everyone in the chat wants a flash.
Oh, and a flash, yeah. Yeah, I mean a flash. I could have used the flash one here, right? So, but maybe it would not be strong enough. I think I would be okay without a flash if they make their own small flash, compact flash. That's like really small, but make it as powerful as possible. Now I'm wishing for too much. And then they should do a very it can be expensive, but they should do an add-on EVF, external EVF. Make it at least 2.6 million dots screen, but make it 600 euros, 700 euro, I don't care. Make a very good one. Oh wait, that sounds a little bit expensive, but if it's a very good viewfinder, then I think people will pay it because it would add a little bit more functionality to the camera. But if they would try to make put a EVF in the camera, it would be a very shitty EVF or too small, and make the camera bigger maybe. So I'm almost 100% sure they will never do this. It also looks stupid if you do a pop-up EVF, and they would never do something like this. But an add-on hot shoe EVF, that would be nice. And they did it before with the GXR. They had a EVF for that.
Yes. And also a M-mount module.
Yeah, exactly, an M-mount module. Yeah. Or they should come out with a imagine they come out with an M-mount compact camera. It just has an M-mount. Native M-mount.
This would be so nice.
And then, but it would have to be full frame then. I can't decide. This one probably, but there was one last guy who was not allowed to be there anymore. I think we are at the end. Almost. This is such a random photo. Okay. Yeah, this is the last frame. Or this one, I don't know. Okay, I'm done. My mission is complete. Because I can now save all these photos. And then go and try to find a selection of it. Maybe I post a little carousel post of my best offs on Instagram. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. So, anything we can talk about? But it's good because I wanted to do this anyway. After my son sleeps, I usually edit photos. I also have a backlog of SD cards that I have to back up and edit and sort and organize. So I like to do this before I sleep. So, yeah. Willst du das Best of veröffentlichen? Oh yeah, I just answered this question. If I will publish a best of, I think I will, but if I don't have enough, I won't post it. No, maybe I do. I don't know. There are so many images. It will take a lot of time to find the best ones. The stream took 90 minutes, like a football game. Yeah. Does your son have a camera yet? No, not yet. I have the GR1 in my closet. And once he's old enough to not break it, it will be his. But I think eventually I will buy him a little camera for kids, maybe.
Let's get him this one.
What is this?
A little cool effect camera.
Okay. It doesn't look like something that can save photos or print photos.
No, but it's fun.
Okay. Yeah, so I will leave this stream on my channel. Lately, I don't really care too much about how YouTube treats my channel because it seems to do what YouTube wants to do and it's unpredictable. My last stream is also still on my channel and yeah. So you can always rewatch it if you want to. Again, I do these editing sessions for YouTube members a lot, but I don't do them live. I just record and talk about them and then I post it. And on my German channel also sometimes I do that. Yeah. Any suggestions for upcoming streams? As I said in the beginning, currently I have to take a little bit of a content producing break, trying to keep up with the backlog of videos I still need to edit, and I hired one editor, so maybe I will be able to post more videos soon. But yeah, some stuff going on in my private life. Like I said, we need a new heater and stuff like that. So I have to concentrate on some important, urgent things to do. But there will also be coming some collaborations I did with other people. You will see soon. And what else? Yeah, and maybe I do once or twice a month I will do a stream like this. Yeah? Just to say hi and say what's up. And you can tell me how much I suck to my face live here. Next model GR with flash, please. Yeah. Yo, Tim here from Word on the Street. I just did a video together with Tim here from Word on the Street. Check out his channel. He just recently released his documentary Fill the Frame to the public for free. It came out 2019 or 20, I think. But he and I, we did a video where we both look at the finalist selection of current street photography contests, international contests, and we give our own opinions on the images. So a little bit of a critique of finalist images, pretending that we have better judges, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully it will come out soon. Don't worry, you only suck a little bit. Thanks, Scully, I appreciate that. All right, let's not make this too much longer. Elmar, thank you again. Thank you for reading out comments and questions and hanging out, spending your hard-earned vacation days on me. All right.
No problem.
And yeah, hopefully you can be back for the next ones.
Yeah, I think so.
Anything you want to say? When do you post?
Thank you to the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't post anything soon, I guess.
Yeah.
Soon is trademarked by me.
Yeah. Coming soon. Trademarked. Yeah. All right. Let me think. Do I have anything important to say? GR4 confirmed. No, it's kind of an old joke by now. Pentax. Yeah, film camera. Should come out soon, right? So that's something we probably have to talk about soon. This is a topic for another time. But I think it's official. They're coming out soon, right? I think there was some news about it. But I will try to get my hands on one to test it. And it's very likely that I will be able to do that. That's all I can say. And then Panasonic. Yeah, Panasonic new full-frame compact camera. Lumix S9, I think is the name. It will be announced very soon. That's kind of an exciting release. Really looking forward seeing what this will all be about. Maybe I do a live stream reacting to the announcement? Maybe? I don't know. What is it? It's like a May 22nd or something like that. I think.
Yeah, May 22nd in Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
It's 1 day later.
Yeah. So it sounds like a very interesting camera. Maybe use it with M-mount lenses with an adapter. Have a very small, compact, full-frame setup. Yeah, I won't be buying it because I have too many cameras, but it's interesting. All these now slowly companies are realizing that people want fun cameras that are small and capable, and people don't care too much about high specs and performance. It's more about convenience, ease of use, fun, how much fun it is. We will see. Oh, and Fujifilm Summit, yeah. West DK says Fujifilm Summit, May 16th, so this week. I mean, we all know XT50 is coming. You might see a little bit of a first impression from me, but not on my channel. And I think they are releasing a GFX camera. Okay, that's enough. If I become a member, can I come over for dinner? Sure, you can come over to my virtual dinner that I do for members. Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you very soon, hopefully. And if not, blame Elmar. No. Okay. Yo, then bye everyone. Good night. Stay compact. Stay out on the street. And stay positive and ship out your scenes. So, ich habe mein